Hello, this is Nick from Break Press Games, and today I want to talk to you about box text. Alright, so I'm going to come at you with a controversial opinion today. I love box text. And I know a lot of people, I've watched a lot of different YouTubers talk about box text. I've seen it mentioned in different forums, and I've actually seen it mentioned in groups that I play with. And a lot of people don't like box text. I personally love it. And this may come from the fact that that was what I came up on. I came up on adventures that were written in the 70s and 80s that had these very convenient boxes of text that explained exactly what was going on in the adventure. And I don't think that they should be maligned the way that they are. I don't believe that the role of an author or a GM is to turn the adventure into a novel. I don't think that is the goal. But I do see adventures as a form of art and literature. And so when I approach writing an adventure like The Precipice of Corruption, I do take it with the same care that I am trying to paint a picture with my words. And this is something that I did even when I was running it for my first group of people. When I ran it for my first group of people, all of the key locations, I had text written that painted an image so that I wasn't struggling for my words in the moment. And so, whether you use flavor text or bullet points, everybody has their own approach and their own preferences. In fact, the reason why, if you do own The Precipice of Corruption, there is text that is in bold and text that is in just standard italics, is because of the fact that I want somebody to be able to scan a paragraph and be able to pull out the bullet points. But at the same time, I have witnessed many a judge who, in the moment of trying to detail those bullet points, they will go through and they'll be like, so there's disorienting steam, and there's natural gusts that swirl. Insects pass around and through you. It's dark, and there's loud bells, and the bells are above your head. And you can stand two abreast, but you brush against the walls, and the space smells of mold and rot. So that's one way that you could describe this particular room. Or you could describe it as, stepping through the steam is disorienting. Unnatural gusts swirl as ethereal insects pass around and through you. The bright light of the outside is replaced with total darkness. Loud bells add to your disorientation, with a cacophony of discordant sound ringing above your head. After a moment, you get the sense that you can stand two abreast, though you brush against the side walls. The space you occupy smells of mold and rot. And so somebody that is skilled with bullet points can give the same type of description that I just did with that block of flavor text. But somebody who is not skilled is going to just read off the words. They're just going to give the bullet points. They might try to paint a picture with their words, but oftentimes if they're not skilled, they're going to struggle. And I think that this, can interfere with, being able to visualize the scene. So, both approaches, whether you use flavor text or bullet points, require a commitment to drama to do well. But having good box text is going to take the pressure off of the judge, off of the GM, to be able to create that scene. So box text can free the GM to focus on the actions and interactions rather than improving everything or improving everything on the fly. That's me reading off my little note card here. But yeah, when you have to improv everything, it really puts an added burden on the GM. And so, when people talk badly about using box text, it then puts a pressure on somebody that is going to perhaps be a new GM, a new judge, and they're going to think that they need to be able to put everything into their own words. And sometimes they will struggle, and it will be intimidating or sometimes self-defeating. They'll feel like, I didn't do a good job. However, if you read the box text, you are able to paint the scene in the words of the author and then be able to focus on the rules and the actions of the players and their interactions with the NPCs and all of those different things. Also, one of the things that I think really can change your mind about the value of box text is listening to an engaging audiobook or a skilled orator. And that's because they can teach you the power and drama of narration. You can read something, flip to something else that I haven't read yet. You could read this flat as, this crevice opens up into a small stone chamber. It stinks of filth. 2 piles of straw are pushed against the wall, and across from them is a large stinking pile of dung. Or you can read it as, this crevice opens up into a small stone chamber. It stinks of filth. 2 piles of straw are pushed against the wall, and across from them is a large stinking pile of dung. So there are 2 different ways that you can approach reading that bit of flavor text. And obviously one is going to be more engaging to others. And part of that, it's not just, the fact that I'm trying to dramatize it. It is the fact that there is fluctuations in my vocal tone, that there is emphasis put on various words. There is this whole element that can pull the listener in and allow them to focus on what's being described, as opposed to, flatly describing either in these words or in your own words mixed with a bunch of ers and ums. So, in all honesty, I think that box text really gets a bad name, and for, yes, there was a period in RPG history, and I'm sure there are people that still fall into this trap of over-describing things and trying to turn their words into this novelized version of an adventure, where somebody wants to give you a 4-page introduction before you even get to the first encounter. And I'm not defending that. I think that is it's not the best way to get people pulled into the action. You want your descriptions to be short and punchy, but be able to hit on the senses and have that sense of painting a scene, something that somebody can visualize, they can smell, they can taste, they can see. But yeah, it gets a bad rap, but, well-written text will allow you to see what the author sees. And I think that is a valuable thing. So don't let other people tell you that box text is uncool. If you like box text, hey, I like box text too. I think it's really handy, and especially for new judges and GMs, I think it is really... it can actually even help you to be able to put rooms and be able to visualize things and be able to put them into your own words in your future GMing adventures. So that was my short little diatribe for today. I appreciate all of you that support our Kickstarters and our Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting indie games and indie game designers. This is Nick from Breaker Press Games signing off. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will talk to you all soon.